guys. Okay, let's talk about non-scale victories because I think it's really important that people understand there is more to health and wellness than the number on the scale. And I think, unfortunately, we live in a world today where people are so consumed with that number. You step on that little box, it gives you this number, and you either get really excited or you just get really angry or you freak out. It's never just appreciating the victories that took place over the week, that are not relevant to that number. And I have to tell you that I understand people's frustration. I was there. I had that frustration. But what I'm hoping to cover in this video is non-scale victories, because there is so much more to life than a number on the scale. Because let me tell you something, I have worked with thin, fit people that are very unhealthy. I have worked with overweight people who are very, very healthy. So you have to remember that number, that isn't what this whole entire journey is about. It's not the big picture. It's a little portion of what you've got going on. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. It isn't healthy to be in an obese state, but I think sometimes we get so stressed out and we get so worried about what that number is gonna say that we forget the milestones that we've made this far on this journey. And so I'm going to run down some of these with you. And it's something that I do a lot when people get stuck, when they're really nervous about that number, they're really scared, they're really angry that it wasn't what they thought it should be, or that it fluctuated one week. Oh my gosh, I'm up a pound. There's so many variables that come into play. We need to focus on some other stuff and get your mind off that, because it really is a head game and the scale sucks. I've said it time and time again. It sucks. It's just this horrible game that we play with our minds. So let's talk about some non-scale victories that I like to bring up to people. One of them is better sleep. Are you starting to sleep better? Are you noticing that because you're putting really good nutrition in your body that your quality of sleep has increased? Less bloating, are you feeling some relief in that area? How about mental clarity? Has that brain fog kind of started shifting? You're not noticing that as often as maybe you used to. Some new moms call it mommy brain, right? Well, I know that when you really feed your body really good nutrition and you're nutritionally rebalancing by doing some intermittent fasting and some cleansing, that kind of goes away, How about energy? How's your energy levels? I mean, did you just totally rock that 6 a.m. spin class like nobody's business for the first time in 3 months? Just an overall sense of wellness. How does that feel? What does your skin look like? Is your skin getting clearer? Is it softer? Do you have a glow? Are you having fewer headaches, possibly migraines? Are they fewer and far between because you're putting really good nutrition in your body? How about those jeans that have been in your bottom drawer for the last 6 months because you couldn't get them on anymore? Did you get them on? Did you get them buttoned? Can you zip them up? Or that shirt that you put away because it didn't fit you anymore, or maybe one more belt notch in your belt was attained. Are your sugar cravings gone? Are your nails stronger? Is your hair getting longer? These are all things that we need to really take notice of and say, these are all victories, okay? Here's one. It's a little personal, but I'm going to say it because I hear it so often from my clients, and it's kind of one of those jump for joy moments. Bowel movements. People don't realize, but you really should have one every day. Every day. That is one thing that I hear from a lot of clients. They're more regular. They're more regular. That's huge. I'm sorry. I get excited about stuff like that because that tells me that it's working on the inside. You've got changes happening inside your body. That's a big deal. Are you having less muscle fatigue? How are your joints feeling? Are they less achy? We have to take note of all of these non-scale victories because it's going to help us stay on track. It's going to make us go, wait a minute. I might not have lost a pound this week, but you know what I did do? I got through that huge dinner party with no dessert, and I made a really good choice that night. That's a big non-scale victory. I mean, that, or I got up every single morning, 6 a.m. and hit the gym this week, 5 days in a row. That's a non-scale victory, you guys. It has nothing to do with the number on the scale, but it was a victory for you because maybe the week before you only made it there 3 times a week. It's really easy to hit the snooze button, right? It's just about taking into account that you are doing more than trying to move that number lower and lower and lower. You are trying to make lifelong changes to get you to a state of health and wellness that you can feel really good about. Or, what about, oh my gosh, I did so well that my blood pressure came down. Or the non-scale victory that says, you don't need to be on your blood sugar medication anymore because you are able to control it on your own with diet. Like, these are huge victories that you need to really celebrate. So I guess my point is, let's not be so focused on the scale, and let's remember that there are other obstacles out there that we're trying to maneuver around in this journey. And every time you get around one or you win the battle with whatever it is that doesn't have to do with the scale, it's huge and you should totally celebrate it because you deserve it. So anyways, be mindful of that. Don't always make your victories be about the number on the scale because at the end of the day, you got a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff going on inside your body that you can't see, but you can feel. Okay? So there it is. I wanted to talk about some non-scale victories. I did. Feel free to share your thoughts. And I want everybody to focus on one this week. One non-scale victory this week. Share it with the group. Let's hear your non-scale victories. Have a good night, guys.